and Bills, Mr. Sean Higgs. We'll get to that in a second. But I do want to remind everybody there is a promo code available on our website right now that saves them 25% off. And that promo code is PLAYOFF. There's definitely going to be more about that in the description of this video. Talking Bengals and Bills with you, Mr. Sean Higgs. Always lovely to see you. Now, the Bills favored at -5.5, total at 48. And these two teams haven't played since that canceled game a couple of weeks ago. So there might be some emotions maybe coming into this game as well. There's a lot to think about, but the bottom line is they've got football to play, unfortunately, and someone's going to have to come out victorious. So what do you think ends up happening?
Yeah, first I got to say, this should be the game that's on the neutral field, not next week Kansas City game. Why isn't this on the neutral field? They had a head-to-head game canceled.
There was a lot of questions around how this was handled for sure.
Come on, terrible. And, interesting on the move up here to 5.5. It was, there's a lot of 3.5, 4s, basically like a 4 opener, maybe a couple 4.5s. And I'm guessing it's because of the offensive line issues here for Cincinnati. They're mixing up. And we saw at the beginning of the year, they kind of struggled to gel a little bit. I think that might be a little overreaction. I mean, this is even down a couple guys. This line is still better than last year's team that went to a Super Bowl. The poor guy got sacked 50 times last year. And I like the Bills here. Excuse me, I like the Bengals here. Like for Buffalo, okay, we've seen rematches, right? Since he almost loses to the Ravens in a rematch game of back-to-back weeks. Miami played these guys a week before that, so it's almost a back-to-back spot here. I just can't get over the mistakes of late. And it really started, I guess, on that was a Sunday or Monday night game with Allen throwing like interceptions in the end zone. And, Ross Bender's on the show a lot here. You know Ross. I was talking about it, and he's like, I think people are not really recognizing the effect that Dabo going to the Giants. I mean, we just heard the Giant take here. He's not turning the ball over. He's not fumbling it all over the place. He's not making crazy throws. Now Josh Allen has regressed to early Josh Allen, just chucking it, spinning around. It's a loaf of bread in his hand running through the streets. That kind of worries me here because Burrow is a little more tame when it comes to chucking all over the place.
I got it collected throughout.
5.5, and I got the Bengals. And it kind of worries me it's gotten up like this because I still think these guys coming in were the hottest team in the AFC. I'm still taking them here. I think the defenses are probably the same, maybe a little lean to Cincy a little bit. And offensively, I just can't trust Allen right now. I mean, okay, they put up tons of yards. That's great. Oh, he was, Allen was great last game. The stats are there. But the problem is that the interceptions made it a game where you're not covering your 10 or 12 points in that game because of the mistakes he's made. So, hey, I'm going Cincinnati here.
Yeah, Sean, I kind of agree with you here at this one. I think a lot of people, the reason this is all the way up at 5.5 is when you look at that Cincy Ravens game, you're probably thinking the Ravens should have won. And very well so. People are thinking that, and it could be true. But here's what people are mistaking, in my opinion, with where this Bengals team is at. It's very hard to beat an opponent 3 times in a row, especially a divisional opponent. So the Ravens and Bengals being a division opponent, I don't think anyone expected the Bengals to go in there and completely blow up the Ravens, even without their starting quarterback. So I think that's where a little bit of this 5.5, where
absolutely.
I look maybe the Bengals in this one, it's because of those reasons.
And I came on here last week. I had the Bengals over them in the end of the year game, and I said, we're talking about this game earlier. I said the Bengals, the game was 24-7 at the half. It wasn't even close. Like the final score wasn't close to what it was being. And even with a backup quarterback, it's a backup quarterback who started, 5 or 6 games this year? Right. He started games last year when Lamar was out. It wasn't Skylar Thompson coming in. Short fields granted. He still put up a bunch of points on a defense. Cincy here, money line Cincy. Let's go. See you in Atlanta.
That too. Sprinkle that a little bit, huh? Sprinkle alert. All right. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate your time. I agree here, and I'm excited for that matchup as I know the entire
That's
NFL
tough for you being from the Pittsburgh area.
It's tough being from Pittsburgh at this point in the playoffs in general. Okay, we'll just leave it at that. But listen, we finished with a winning season, so no hard feelings. Like, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. We are live, Picks and Parlays Power Hour, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. See you later, Sean.
See ya.